I am finding myself getting nostalgic. December 3rd marks my 20th anniversary here at NTV. And actually, if you count the time that I was here before the 4-year gap in New York, then it would actually be 22 years because I started for the first time in December of 1997. So I was going through old tapes and I found some old VHS tapes and I dusted off the VHS player, you know, the old audio in, audio out video, set it up. And I want to show you one of my favorite, this is one of my favorite moments. And would you believe it happened during my very first year reporting? And this takes us all the way back to St. Joe, Missouri, and the year is 1996. And I worked for KQ2. And I do need to give you a little bit of background of this story. So my dad is a Presbyterian minister, and we would always listen to musicals, the cassettes, when we would go on family trips. And one of the best ones that my sister and I loved, it was always Jesus Christ Superstar. So I grew up having such appreciation, loving the music and then the movie. And so now it's 1996, St. Joe. I am a general assignment reporter, and that Jesus Christ Superstar with Ted Neely as Jesus is making a tour stop in St. Joe. All I wanted to do was go see it, but I had to report that night, and I would have never asked for a night off. And so I went on the 10 o'clock news, I did my report, and then I got in my car and I drove all the way to downtown St. Joseph just to see if it was still going on. And all I was going to do was peek in the curtain. I was going to open the door and I was just going to watch to see if I could see the final act, if I could catch any bit of Ted Neely. And when I got there, the parking lot is empty. Everything is cleared out and there's just one man standing in the lobby. And I'm sure I was just like this bundle, this whirlwind of like, did I miss it? And I saw the man and I said, is it over? And he said, yeah, it just ended. And I said, oh, I wanted to meet. I just wanted to see Ted Neely. And then he said, I'm Ted Neely. And I said, oh my goodness. Whatever, I don't remember this part. I'm happy to meet you, blah, blah, blah. But then he said he was standing there because he had something wrong with his throat and was unable to perform that night. And that this was the very first time he had gotten to watch the production. And then he said, I wish I had a way to apologize to the people of St. Joe. I mean, I'm sure there are others that are disappointed. He said, if only I knew someone in the media. And I'm like, I work in the media. And then he said, would you like to do a story? I would really appreciate being able to apologize. So then I get in my car, I drive all the way back to KQ2, and my news director is there, Scott Pickey. We grab gear, and back then, I mean, it is a tripod. It is a 3/4-inch deck. It is a big clunky camera, 3/4-inch tapes. We jump in the car, we go back to downtown St. Joe, and there he is. This is the raw footage from my interview with Ted Neely. If you can only watch 10 seconds of this, skip ahead to 1 minute before it's over, because Ted Neely and we're going to sing. Here it is.
I wish you could have seen the show tonight. I got to see the show tonight. Finally, I got to see it. And I'm sorry I wasn't up there singing, but it didn't work tonight. As you can see, this isn't working properly. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk to you, because I was able to do publicity before we came into town for this wonderful theater and this wonderful show, and people came expecting to see me, and I wasn't up there. And I just want to take this opportunity to formally apologize to the citizens of this wonderful community for not being there, but to those who came to see the show saw a wonderful performance. And my understudy, who's going to be pulled over here shortly, as soon as you're okay with that, they'll get to see the man that they saw tonight play Jesus.
After almost 30 years of playing Jesus, has that changed you as a person?
Well, I'm much more attentive to my donkey now than I was 30 years ago. Excuse me, folks, I can't help it. I hope so. I don't think anybody could do this role as long as I have and not get a spiritual response from that. And the spirituality is always there.
What is your favorite song? I'm sure these are questions. Same one people ask all the time, but I'm really curious to know.
No. The whole idea was to get you in the picture.
Well, I'm fine.
They've seen enough of this boring guy. They gotta see some beauty here. Excuse me. There are a number of songs in the score that I am continually moved by, no matter how many times we do it. And we're approaching 1,500 performances on this tour alone. I Don't Know Love Him is remarkable. And Christine Ray, who plays Mary Magdalene, who did the show tonight as Mary Magdalene, is wonderful. What I came here to do. Don't take me now. But if you're going to take me, you better do it, or I'm going to change my mind, because it's not working, you see. So it is replete with wonderful songs that I love to hear every night. I mean, the guys on the crew, like Brad sitting over there, he mixes the show. And he's constantly coming up to me, telling me how good he feels about the show. And he's seen it enough times that he could probably sing all the songs backwards, you see.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my favorite line of yours, and I'm wondering if you will sing it for me.
I can't sing, but I'll try. I will try.
I'm not even going to embarrass myself and sing, but it's one thing.
I think I could probably get that.
Whenever I'm loud or something, my mom and I would always say that to each other, why waste your time?
Do that again. Come on, step up close into the mic. We'll sing it together.
Okay.
We'll sing it together.
What comes right before it? We can take parts.
Well, you guys know that.
Let's see.
It's all Hosanna. It's all Hosanna. All that.
It's much too loud. Tell them all to sing your song that they are full of
Come with her. Come on, do the tell the rabble. Come on.
Tell the rabble to be quiet. We anticipate a riot. This common crowd is much too loud. Tell the mob who sing your song that they are fools and they are wrong. They are a curse. They should disperse.
Now, there's a whole segment of Hosanna that goes in the middle of that, which...
Of course.
Hey, JC, won't you smile at me?
Of course.
Hosanna, hey, superstar.
I'm going to try it now.
Okay.
I waste your breath moaning at the crowd. Nothing can be done to stop the shouting. If every tongue were still, the noise would still continue. The rocks and stones themselves would start to sing.
Supposed to be looking at me at that point, but I'm not going to.